Today's matchup is computer science versus political science. This is UCalgary Feud.
My name is Monmoy Mahdi, and I'm in my 4th year of computer science.
Hi, I'm Asil Maremi. I am a political science student, and I also have a minor in Greek and Roman studies.
I think political science majors are all right. I think their subject material and study is a bit basic to warrant a major in and of itself, but yeah, I think they're all right. You do need people to run countries and governments, so their existence makes sense at the very least.
Honestly, I kind of think they're cool. Yeah, I think they're little IT nerds, but who doesn't like a nerd?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident I can win the debate. I can't say the same about other people in computer science, but I'll try my best and put up a fight for our people.
I'm gonna put my best foot forward. Yeah.
My name is Liva and I'm hosting today. I hope no one wins this debate. I hate science. Our first question for our contestants today is which major is more difficult?
I think Comsci takes the cake pretty easily on this one. There's no question. Comsci is really, really difficult. Like, you know, the entry rate is very low. It's very high entry to barrier, and a lot of people drop out halfway through. You know, it's really, really hard.
You see, here's the thing. I would agree with Monmoy, but can they write a 20-page paper in the same day? No. So I think that poli-sci is actually a little harder because it makes you work under pressure, something that I don't think they can handle.
I don't think you realize that thousands of lines of code can actually equate to more than 20 pages of whatever paper that you're writing, and that paper actually does something, like it brings up a picture or it does cool things. What does your paper do? Nothing. It's just words on an empty piece of paper.
Our paper, what does our paper do? It brings light to political issues, you know, international issues, a bunch of different issues. Why? Social issues. These guys want to create a picture, want to draw a line. They can do that on their free time, but we're trying to change society for the better. Something that, yeah.
Yeah, dude, but like think about it, right? You write your papers and then you send them over the internet. Guess who made the internet? You know, Comsci definitely takes the
Point to
card.
computer science.
We're harder.
My next question for our contestants is there actually value in an arts degree?
100%. I'm going to start this one off. Why? Because if you think about all these science degrees, they're the ones, you know, innovating, all that good stuff. But who maintains things in the background? It's the arts majors. You know, who keeps history alive? Arts majors. Who, you know, creates the law? Arts majors. You know, science majors, yes, you're innovating things, but usually they tend to innovate without thinking of the repercussions, which is something that we have to do. A lot of people don't think that arts majors are valuable because of the things that we're not really creating. But if you really think about it, who is maintaining the society that we're in? It's not the computer science majors. They can't tell what's right and what's left. It's the arts majors, you know, and some people need to remember that there are important figures in the background.
Okay. Have you seen Dr. Stone? What the hell is an arts major gonna do in a situation like that, right? You know, people like us in STEM, we can like actually innovate and create things, right? You know, like advancements in technology has actually led to our mortality rate being the lowest it's ever been, you know? Like, sure, that's not like the Comsci people, but like, you know, STEM as a whole is contributing to this, right? And you guys would have had a lot more value if you weren't slacking off, you know? Because, you know, your political science, like all of your like legislations and all of your treaties and everything that you guys have is so like outdated and like, you know, doesn't keep up with the current technology at the pace that what we're going, you know?
Points to poli-sci. Our next question is, which major would win in a fight?
I think it's the poli-sci majors.
No
Why?
way, dude.
Because these guys are at home all day playing video games, not doing much, but we poli-sci majors, you know, being a poli-sci major, you've been to political rallies, you know, you've done all these big things, you know, you've fought against crowds, something that you need to be buff for.
I could definitely take you on in a fight. You know what? They said 100 men to beat down a gorilla. I could do it by myself as a comp sci major. I swear to God.
You see, here's the thing. I will give some kudos to the comp sci majors. You know, maybe they have some pent up rage, you know, trying to figure out their code. So I'll give it. Maybe in a physical fight, but in a verbal fight, no. No. We'll win this
No, I'm
one.
pretty sure it could beat you in a
You're a
verbal
special one, Mom Boy. You're in debate, but the
Yeah.
majority of comp sci majors, are they in debate? No. Poli sci majors, they can hold a debate. So in a verbal, you know, fight, I think we would win.
I mean, but that's not true for all poli-sci people, because you're also in debate, you know, so, you know, you just
Yeah, but the
misprove
thing
your own
is,
point.
to every class, you have somebody saying something. People are debating. Do you have that in comp sci? No. Y'all are just doing math.
Point to poli-sci. My next question for these majors is, which major has more fun?
Hear me out, comp-sci. There's a lot of fun that can be had in comp-sci if you know how to play your cards right? If you know the kinds of fields that you can go into, because at the essence, it's about problem solving and it's about solving puzzles. If you grew up liking like jigsaw puzzles and stuff like that, and that gave you like a rush of adrenaline every time you put all the pieces together, you know, that's the same kind of feeling that you get while you're at comp-sci. Like me personally, I'm like really into stuff like game development, and that's really fun because I get to make video games and stuff like that.
I decided not to jump in because I really want to give Monmoy his opportunity to explain. You know, I love jigsaw puzzles too. But what did Monmoy say before he started? He said, "Hear me out." Which means that he knew that every single person in this room believed that comp-sci wasn't going to win this. It's because poli-sci majors have a lot more fun. He had to say, "Hear me out," before he had to display his argument. I think that's more than enough to explain the fact that comp-sci students can't even believe in themselves when they're having fun.
I don't think that gives you any ground over me. You're not
Listen,
you're
here's
not
the thing.
actually
They said we're running companies. Yeah, but what
You're
does
not
running,
actually debating me on what I
does running
said.
companies also come with? Comes with money. And you know what you can do with that
Yo.
money? You can go ahead.
You want to
and
talk
fly to
about
Bali.
money? You want to talk about money? I'll talk about money, dude. Like Fang, work at any Fang company and you're making like 6 figures just like that,
Okay,
dude.
well, who wants to make
You want to
6
talk
figures
about money?
when you
Comp-sci
can
makes
make
so
$1
much
million?
more money. I
Point
think
to
you're
computer
just
science.
hell yeah.
So, contestants, what is your backup plan if your major doesn't work out?
I don't intend to, I'll be honest, I don't intend to work with my major. You know, I don't intend to go into poli-sci, but here's the thing, because poli-sci is the stepping stone to law school. You know what I mean? It will teach me the skills to be able to write and read, you know, because here's the thing, with poli-sci, you gotta read a lot of pages, and there's 10 different classes that you're taking, and all those classes give you 100 pages of assignments, right?
So in terms of backup plans, if comp-sci doesn't work out, I do have a lot of other hobbies, right? So I'll probably just go into one of those if comp-sci doesn't work out.
I think comp-sci is very versatile.
Yeah, it
Wait,
is very
poli-sci.
versatile. You do get to do a lot of, you
A
know,
lot of different things.
a lot of different things. See, finally, she agrees with me, you know?
I'll give them
See?
that.
I told you, that doesn't even like poli-sci. Comp-sci is better.
Contestants, is getting a minor worth it?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. It's fine. You don't have to get a minor. Sure, you could like beef up your that paper you get at the end of graduation that says, "Oh, you're a graduate," and it'll say one extra word. I mean, sure, if you enjoy it, might be worth it. Otherwise, I don't know. Questionable.
As someone with a minor, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Your parchment actually during graduation does not say your minor. It's just on your transcript.
Oh.
But excluding that, I think it is worth it. Why? Because a lot of people don't realize when you take a minor, it ends up taking up a lot of your open option credits. So then you just take a minor, and then you don't really have to think of, oh, am I gonna have to take this class, or what class am I gonna have to do? Is this a GPA booster? Especially if it's something that you enjoy, right? Then you get to just take a bunch of different classes that you enjoy in your minor, and then not have to worry about taking 18 other different requirements. So I do think it is valuable.
Asil, what is your minor?
Greek and Roman studies?
Do you have another minor?
Not yet, but possibly soon, to be determined.
Okay. I think point goes to poli-sci. Contestants, life isn't always so turbulent. Compliment your opponent's major.
I actually highly respect comp-sci majors. I think what they do is actually pretty difficult. You know, trying to do all those computing things. I'm not like that. I'm not a techno whiz type of thing. But so I value, you know, I value them. And just like how I said poli-sci majors are in the background, I think computer science majors are in the background trying to make our lives easier. Google is only one search away.
Yeah. Well, I think political science is pretty cool. You know, you guys are pretty cool, pretty culturally aware, I would say, and really fun people to interact with as well. And, you know, people are different. Everybody's got their own lane that they want to go into in life. And if that's your cup of tea, then that's your cup of tea. And certainly you're doing something important because society has to run. And I guess we're both important pieces of puzzle in that whole society thing.
Both responses trash. No
Yeah.
points. School is more than about just studies and partying. So tell me, majors, which major would be a better roommate?
I think comp-sci would be a pretty chill roommate to have. They're not going to get in your way. They're not going to disturb you. They're not going to have to do anything with you, maybe. They're just going to be in their rooms doing their own thing, or in the library doing their own thing. You know, I think that's at the essence of a comp-sci major. We really know how to have fun by ourselves. You know, we don't constantly need other people to have fun, right?
Here's the thing. Although comp-sci majors, they won't, you know, bother you, they won't do anything, possibly. I'm not saying that we would, but if you think about it, I'll be, you know, chilling at home, you know, you see me around, you know, that's the point of the roommate, you know, not just to pay rent. I'm trying to make a long-term friend. I feel like with comp-sci majors, they're just gonna be stuck in their room all day. I don't know what they're putting in their room. I don't know how many dishes are in there.
I mean, definitely will come out at some point. You
Like
can
exactly,
still
you'll
do all
come
of
out
these
at
things.
some point.
You can
but-
still all do all of these things, right? But here's what I
but
think.
why
Here's
would
what
I
I
live
think.
with
I
somebody
think
who
like
I
the
don't even know?
I think
That's
if
kinda sketchy.
I'm living with someone who's from political science, right? And based on how this entire conversation has gone, I feel like I'd get into a lot of fights
No,
with them.
but
You
here's
know?
just because I'm in debate doesn't mean that all poli-sci students like to do debate. I know a lot of people who are very relaxed, you know, just want to do their degree and you know, graduate. So I think I think Monway is stereotyping us political science students as these people who want to cause problems all the time. A lot of us are very relaxed, very chill, you know, a bunch of people have friends. Why would we have friends if we only debate all the time and we ruin your you know, your fun?
Thank you, Asil. I'd like to meet a calm poli-sci major. I don't think those exist. Point to computer science.
I'm right here.
Contestants, please step forward. Today has been a battle of the wits between two very interesting sciences. And although I hate both of them, unfortunately I must crown a winner. Tonight's winner is political science.
She knows she doesn't deserve that
It was a
win.
good debate.
You
No,
know you
it's
don't
because
deserve
I
it.
respect-
Nah.
I respect my opponent. I'm not gonna, you know, just be like, ooh, you lose. No, because I respect Monway. It was a great debate. Thank you, Monway.
Thank you too.
Listen, I'm not an aggressive person. Oh God.
Oh my
You
god.
want to hit the pinata? Oh God, poor pinata. This is a good pinata.
Its face.
I just don't want to grab it from there. I'm just gonna start wagging. Yay!